Hey guys, Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the limited edition Adidas F50 adiZero 2015 in the no-dye colorway. Now inside the box they do include a string bag to go along with the shoes themselves. The string bag is black in color with your white adiZero branding on the front. Black strings, and on the back you're going to find a single white Adidas logo. Other than that, all you're going to find inside the box, as you guys can see, are the shoes themselves. So we'll get these guys out of the box really quickly and we'll take a closer look at this pretty interesting release from Adidas. Now the no dye pack consists of the 11 Pro as well as the 2015 F50 adiZero. I already made a video on the 11 Pro, so if you want to check that out, I'll leave an annotation on screen. This is the F50 adiZero that I did order on the release day, but they haven't been in stock up until now. So that's why you guys are seeing these a few weeks after the fact, even though this is kind of old news now considering it's been replaced by the new X, Ace, and Messi models of the Adidas Revolution, if you will. Nonetheless, though, I still wanted to make a video to show you guys because I think it is a pretty interesting shoe. No dye pack essentially is all about no added dyes or paints or coloring or chemicals to the construction process of the shoe or any of the materials used. So that's why it has this kind of white out coloring that looks pretty crazy on the F50 adiZero. So in today's video, we are going to take a detailed look at the colorway itself, as well as go over all the tech specs and general performance aspects of the 2015 F50 that you should know if you are at all planning on picking these up, especially considering the 2015 F50s are going to be going on sale sooner rather than later. Now this is a limited edition release. Adidas has said that they only made 3,000 pairs worldwide of the entire no dye pack, so that doesn't really imply if it's 3,000 pairs of just the F50 or 3,000 pairs of just the 11 Pro. I think it's kind of a combined number, so let's say 1,500 pairs worldwide. Very, very limited, and these things are still available in pretty much every single size. So if you are interested in a pair, you can check out the review page on my website. That'll be the very first link down below in the description of this video. On that page you will find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you will actually be able to pick these up below their normal retail price. So again, if you're interested in a pair, act quickly, first link down below in the description. And with that being said, let's get right into the review. To start things off, let's take a closer look at the colorway. Now at first glance, this shoe is essentially a whiteout, and that's kind of what the no dye pack is all about. Like I just mentioned, the idea here is kind of to be environmentally friendly in that the shoe doesn't use any chemicals in the dyeing process or the coloring process of the actual shoe. So that's why it does have this kind of white and clear color scheme throughout the entire shoe that looks very clean now, but I can assure you that once you start to wear them, they won't look quite as bright white. They will get dirty very, very easily. With that being said, there's really no exposed stitching on this shoe. So aside from the laces and maybe the edges of the heel liner, this is going to be a shoe that will clean up relatively well. Of course, it will be susceptible to grass stains or something like that, but if you do keep up with cleaning them, should this be a pair of shoes that you're interested in buying to actually wear, then you will be able to keep them clean for a relatively long time as long as you keep up with cleaning them all the time, if that makes any sense. So you have a white base to the upper that in person, and hopefully kind of comes through in the video, it does have kind of almost like a paper mache type of look to it, like a close-up piece of paper, if you will, where you can see some of the grain in the actual synthetic, which I think looks really, really cool. And it still does have that kind of snakeskin-like graphic on top. It's just completely clear and very difficult to see in the right lighting. You can see when I get up close, you can see it pretty easily, but when you're further away, it's not quite as evident that it's actually there on the shoe. You're going to find that the tongue, solid white in color, white laces, and then you have the 3 Adidas stripes in clear on top with the kind of F50 branding etched out of the clear, which I think is pretty cool. They didn't eliminate any of the subtle graphic elements on this shoe, which I thought was pretty cool. You can see the clear Adidas logo right there. You can see the kind of clear adiZero branding that has kind of a yellowish tinge to it. The clear Adidas stripes going across the back that actually show the stitching here going directly across the back of the heel, which I thought was a pretty cool element. You don't actually get to see it on any of the other colorways because that covering is normally a solid color as opposed to being translucent. And then of course the heel liner is where you're going to get that little bit of a yellowish tinge. It's actually a smooth synthetic suede material as opposed to a smooth synthetic leather like you're going to find on all the other colors. I actually prefer the feel of this lining material versus all the other colorways, which is nice. You can see the insole is mesh based on top with the 3 Adidas stripes in clear. So instead of being a synthetic suede, which you would normally find lining the top of an F50 insole, this does have a mesh liner with the 3 stripes, which is kind of cool. And it's actually white, or kind of like a yellowish white color on the bottom, again, as opposed to being black. The colors or the materials have not been dyed here. And then moving on to the bottom of the shoe, where again, you would normally find a very cool graphic here on the underside, it is completely translucent. It looks more white in the forefoot and kind of more yellowish in the heel for whatever reason. I think it's just because it's slightly thicker plastic there, so it comes across as being a little bit more yellow. So overall, very, very interesting shoe, especially if you're a fan of whiteouts. Obviously one of those colorways that's going to be very difficult to keep clean, but while they are clean, I have to say they look very, very good. So let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comment section. Do you like how these look? Why or why not? And with that being said, let's move on to the tech specs so we can learn a little bit more about the overall performance. As far as tech specs and performance is concerned, the 2015 F50 adiZero is a very capable shoe, and I'm actually pretty happy about making this video after this shoe has officially been kind of canceled, if you will, and it's due to be replaced very, very soon by the X Ace and Messi line, because it allows me to answer a question slash comment that I get all the time. And I've seen quite a few regarding the 2015 F50. Comments go like this: I just bought the 2015 F50 and I'm mad now because Adidas is coming out with something new. Does that mean that my 2015 F50s are bad? And the answer to that question is no. Newer doesn't mean better 99% of the time. And when you're talking about a high-end soccer shoe, especially one as good as the 2015 F50, I can assure you that while the new Adidas models may perform really well, I kind of don't know yet because I haven't worn them yet, I can still tell you that as good as they're going to be, or as good as they could be, the 2015 F50 is still a great shoe. Just because something new has replaced this model does not make this model inferior to these brand new products. So if you're on a bit of a budget, especially considering they're going to be replacing these, they're going to be going on sale very, very soon. If you don't necessarily need the latest and greatest thing, some of these older models, the high-end ones that are going to be going on sale, are going to be some of the best bang for your buck values if you're just looking for the best quality and best performance from your soccer cleats. So again, while this is no longer the latest and greatest, it's still a very, very capable soccer cleat. So in terms of performance, if you guys do want more details, go check out the full written review on my website. I'll leave a direct link to that down below in the description of this video. But for the sake of this video, I'll go over all the basic tech specs that you should know that actually remain identical, even though this is a pretty different looking color scheme with the kind of no dye theme that they have going on here. So the upper is still made from a single piece of hybrid touch that looks really, really good. I like that the whiteout coloring here kind of just shows off the simplicity of the 2015 F50 design. It looks really good in this whiteout scheme. And like I said, the material itself is exactly the same. It's a thin, soft synthetic material. It's going to provide more of a barefoot feel on the ball. It's not quite as thin as what you're going to find from the current Mercurial lineup from Nike, but still thin enough to where you get a very slight amount of padding, but for the most part, more of a barefoot sensation when making contact with the ball. And because it's the same material across the entire foot, you get a very, very consistent touch. Central lacing system, as you guys can see, the tongue is made from the same thickness of hybrid touch. And you are going to find a grippy texturing across the entire upper as well that allows for just a little bit of additional grip on the ball. It's very, very subtle, nothing overly significant at all. It does have a lower cut in the heel with an internal plastic heel counter. This particular colorway does have, like I mentioned, a smooth synthetic suede lining as opposed to a smooth synthetic leather. Either way, you shouldn't have any major issues with discomfort, although I do prefer this lining material. You guys already got a look at the insole. That is relatively lightweight and it has a good thickness to it, so step-in comfort is not an issue here whatsoever. And then moving on to the new sole plate and stud pattern, or the new old sole plate and stud pattern. It was new for the 2015 F50. You get a sole plate that's made from a relatively flexible TPU plastic material, and it's based off of a sprinter spike in terms of its overall design. So you're going to see it's very, very aggressive in terms of the amount of studs and just the overall appearance of it. You kind of have this spine-like formation of very sharp bladed studs running through the middle of the shoe. And when it comes to pushing off in a forward direction, you get tons and tons of bite. This is a very, very aggressive stud pattern on firm natural grass. So if you're looking for great traction when it just comes to pushing off and having as much grip as possible, this is one of the best options on the market at the moment. You have all these studs running through the middle, and in between the main studs themselves have a good length to them. They're fairly narrow in profile as well, so they dig in nicely, and they have kind of a triangular bladed shape, similar to what we've seen on the previous generation 2014 F50 adiZero. And then moving on to the heel, it has a somewhat unique 3-stud layout where you have 2 major studs on either side and 1 support stud in the middle. I know a lot of people would question this 2-stud layout, but stability and just the overall feel of awkwardness is not here, even though it is significantly different looking than what you would find from 99% of other soccer shoes out there at the moment. So overall, fantastic stud pattern. If you're looking for tons and tons of grip and bite on firm natural grass playing surfaces, that's exactly what you're going to get here from the 2015 F50. So again, while this shoe has technically been replaced with new models to come from Adidas, this does not mean that this is a bad shoe. This is still a very capable performer, especially if you can get them under the retail price. In terms of weight, I thought it'd be fun to see if the coloring in a 2015 F50 actually changes the weight of the shoe in any way. So I'm going to weigh both the no dye as well as a standard colorway of the 2015 F50 in real time using this scale. Keep in mind these are both in brand new condition and both the exact same size 9 US. We'll start off with the standard colored version of the 2015 F50. This is the launch color. Throw it on the scale and you can see that they weigh in at 7.2 ounces, the equivalent of 204 grams, a relatively lightweight shoe. So we'll change the scale back to ounces, pull these off, and we'll throw on the no dye F50 adiZero, and you can see that these guys weigh in at 6.8 ounces, so 0.4 ounces less, the equivalent of 193 grams. It's a very minor weight difference, but a weight difference nonetheless. That could be down to some kind of manufacturing variation. Of course, not every shoe, even if it is the same size, will weigh exactly the same. I guess everybody can have their own theory here. Perhaps the paint does actually add significant amounts of weight to the shoe. That's something you kind of have to decide and speculate on your own. But if you were wondering, the no-dye version of the 2015 F50 is technically the lightest version that we've seen so far, even though it's not actually a noticeable amount of weight either in hand or on feet. All right, so here is a look at the no-dye F50s on feet. On my left foot, I have the stock white laces that come with the shoes, and on my right foot, I have a pair of Caution SR4U replacement laces. The reason why I put these laces on this particular colorway is 1, I thought it looked cool, and 2, it acts as a constant reminder for yourself that if you are wearing these shoes, you need to be very cautious about where you step if you want to have any chance of keeping them white. With that being said, if you're interested in a pair of replacement laces for yourself, check out the website www.sr4ulaces.com. There'll be a direct link to that website down below in the description of this video. Now, in terms of how these things fit and feel on feet, the 2015 F50 is a very, very comfortable shoe. It definitely does have a slightly wider sensation on feet in comparison to the last couple of F50 models, I would say. And the Hybrid Touch material is flexible from right out of the box. It even does have that slight ability to stretch after some break-in time. So if they feel a little bit snug from right out of the box, it gives them some time to wear in, and they will actually stretch out a little bit and feel that much more comfortable. Other than that, it fits really, really well. No major complaints there. It's a tighter fitting shoe as you would expect. So if you have really, really wide feet or you just don't like tight fitting shoes in general, probably not the best option for you, but like I said, they will be suitable for most people as long as you don't have excessively wide feet. And as far as the sizing is concerned, I'm wearing my usual size 9 US here, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair of these for yourself, I would strongly recommend going true to size in order to achieve the best possible fit. Alright guys, this is for my review of the no-dye F50 adiZero 2015. Again, if you guys are interested in more information on the overall fit, feel, and performance of this shoe, you can check out the full written review on my website. That'll be the very first link down below in the description of this video. Also on that page, you will find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you will be able to pick up this limited edition release below its normal $220 retail price. So again, if you're interested in a pair, first link down below in the description, go ahead and check it out. If you have any questions at all regarding the no-dye F50, leave them down below in the comment section. I definitely will get an answer out to you. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like, subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.